All right. It is Tuesday, January 14th, 2020 at 6:24 p.m. All right, let's take a look at some headlines. Over 40 injured after Delta airline jet dumps fuel on LA schools during mid-air emergency. At least 17 children and 9 adults at Park Avenue Elementary and 16 people at other schools were treated for minor injuries after exposure to the jet fuel. A Delta flight injured over 40 people after dumping jet fuel on a Los Angeles schoolyard and school buildings when it declared an emergency shortly after departing from China from the Los Angeles International Airport on Tuesday. At least 17 children and 9 adults at Park Avenue Elementary were treated for minor injuries after being exposed to the jet fuel, according to the Los Angeles County Fire Department. Another 16 people were treated from 2 schools, Jordan High School and 93rd Elementary, which were also exposed to jet fuel, Los Angeles City Fire Department said. No one was transported from the schools to a hospital, and there were no evacuations orders in place. Officials say 44 people were treated at the 3 schools, and all were released at the scene. Alright. Next. Deputies. Woman tried to make bomb inside Tampa Walmart. A 37-year-old woman has been arrested and charged with making a bomb inside a Walmart store. The woman was accused of making a bomb in a Walmart store. No injuries at the Walmart at 2700 East Fletcher Avenue. Emily Stallard taken into custody, being held on $8,500 bond, and it all happened with a daughter in attendance. According to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, Emily Stallard was in the Walmart located at 2700 East Fletcher Saturday afternoon when a security officer found her making a bomb with nails, shoestrings, and mason jars. That is just pretty creepy and scary. Alright, next. Climate change. Australia's fires will be normal in a warmer world. UK scientists say the recent fires in Australia are a taste of what the world will experience as temperatures rise. Professor Richard Belt from the Met Office Hadley Center said we are seeing a sign of what will be normal conditions under a future warming world of 3 degrees Celsius. While natural weather patterns have driven recent fires, researchers said it's common sense that human-induced heating is playing a role. So that heating and warming of the planet is gonna affect wildfires because if it gets warmer, the everything starts drying up, and then once things start drying up, summer comes, and then it just causes fires everywhere. So that's something grim to look forward to. Next, Iran protests. Crowds in Tehran refuse to walk on U.S. and Israeli flags. Iranian protesters are likely very aware that the Iranian regime uses legitimate grievances against the United States and Israel to deflect criticism. A week after millions of Iranians flooded the streets following the death of one of the country's top generals, Qasem Soleimani, a contrasting symbolic image played in Tehran on Sunday. Crowds of people outside Beheshti University refused to trample over the giant U.S. and Israeli flags that had been painting on the ground, according to the video filmed on the scene that had been verified by NBC News. This appeared to be a symbolic gesture, given that walking or burning these flags would have been a feature of previous demonstrations. So it's good that they didn't walk on Israeli or American flags. I think that's respectful of them, but I don't think that we should be meddling so much in the Middle Eastern stuff. I think we should leave them alone and find peace. Peace is the answer, man. Peace is the answer. Alright, also, tariffs news knocks stocks from record highs. Says here, U.S. stocks referred from all-time highs after Bloomberg reported that existing tariffs on billions of dollars of Chinese goods will likely stay in place until after the presidential election. So those tariffs are going to be staying in place until after the presidential election, meaning that prices aren't going to be changing that much. Says Nasdaq Composite and Dow Jones Industrial Indexes all pulled back from records as the conditions underscored lingering concern about future progress in negotiations. Treasuries climbed earlier after a gauge of underlying inflation rose less than forecast. There's a lot of optimism built up on now as just as this throws a whole new wrench in the optimism and a lot of questions moving forward, said Ryan Newman, a market strategist at Informa Financial Intelligence Zephyr. These two sides have an understanding that no sooner than 10 months after the signing of their agreement at the White House Wednesday, the U.S. will review progress and potentially trim tariffs now in place on $360 billion of imports from China, according to the people familiar with the matter. So hopefully things calm down with the tariffs and we don't get to see a lot of price hikes. But it's such craziness going on in so many subjects. Wildfires, all just the random news that comes, the earthquakes in Puerto Rico, volcanoes, a lot of stuff happening. All right, guys, stay safe out there. Pray for your brothers and sisters, and hit like and subscribe, and see you guys next time. Remember, I have Dave's Empire 1981, his shop in the description below. Check him out. All right, guys, see you next time. God bless.